We are ready to roll for game number one of this 2025 World Baseball Classic qualifier, and the guy who will throw the first pitch of these 2025 qualifiers is a guy who pitched in the qualifiers 3 years ago against South Africa, but did it for a different team. Ronald Medrano gets the nod today for his native Nicaragua. Johannesburg, and of course his older brother's gift, the first African continent-born major leaguer, as a called strike three snaps over the inside corner, and Victor is gone for out number one here in the first. Go after it, and Smith will work a fantastic plate appearance and a one-out walk. Baseball league, the big league here in Taiwan, as that one's up and in, and back-to-back walks have put runners at first and second for the heart of the South Africa lineup now. And a cut and miss. Good breaking pitch there, and it is a good changeup rather. Ryan, he's from Belleville, South Africa, and he hits one left side where it's speared by Rayo for the final out of the first inning. But 27 pitches for Miranda, and that, or for Medrano rather. Now Melvin Novoa, Juan Diego Montes as a bunt down third base side, picked on the bare hand there by Dylan Unsworth. That actually is not going to be on the play with the out. Jose Orozco, that ball must have contacted him out of the box. Unsworth does not mess around. That one comes in and got Leighton, and that'll put him aboard. Venezuela, he has pitched in your native Australia as a bouncing ball, 2-2 and a chance at 2. And Gupe did not get the tag applied as the runner Leighton was past him by the time that got out to him. So it's just the out at first, but a nice job by Victor to secure one of them. And no, maybe that is a secondary out. Maguchi at third base, Iksu Kim at second, Scott Costello at first. So they will rescind the interference. And the 0-2 waved at and missed. And Dylan Unsworth is able to get out of the first after the interference call that was not. One of three catchers listed on this roster. And a called strike three, making quick work of Dale Feltman. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Calientes in the Mexican Summer Leagues. He's got his fourth strikeout already. And the first two men gone here in the second inning via Ks.
A lot of these guys have regular jobs back home. That's nasty for Medrano.
Really good inning for Ronald Medrano, who fans decide he has struck out 5 of the first 6 outs he's recorded. And we will head to the bottom half of the second. South Africa and Nicaragua trying to get the offenses started on a Friday afternoon in Taiwan. As the 0-1 pitch is clubbed in the air to right. Moving back on it is Brandon Bouillon, who camps out a few steps in front of the warning track. Years old. The Giants like what they've got in him, and a little flare out to short. Settles into the glove of Tyler Smith, 2 away. Lifts the 1-1 out toward left center field. Cruising over to it is Wenzel, and in the alleyway, that will retire the side. Right-handed hitting center fielder for South Africa. Shoots one right side, and no trouble over there for Brandon Leighton. 1 up, 1 down.
Niche sport.
No!
It's not like it's, I don't know, like...
He hops out to short. Freddie Zamora there, gloves and fire to retire Victor and Gupe.
I mean, he's his own boss, so that's good. But yeah, we talking bosses who are getting time off or what?
Damn, 5 strikeouts in the first 2 innings for Ronald Medrano, and then he just goes real quick. 3 up, 3 down, all on the infield in the third. We'll go to the bottom half of the third inning. This Taipei group of 4, or headed into the second place game on Tuesday as a ground ball over the third. A strong throw from Anthony Phillips is out number 1 here in the third.
We'll get back to the mustache in just a second.
It's going to be a tough play, and that is an infield single for Montes, the first hit of the game.
Noon game where you got to pick it up.
There's a shot toward left center field as Wenzel will cruise over and put it away. 4 days of games, runner off for first, shot right side, and the first true base hit of the afternoon is onto the ledger of the 2-hole hitter Brandon Leighton, and it's first and third with 2 gone.
Yeah, this is your out.
There is a squib roller out towards short, and the out recorded as Smith gets it to Gupe in time, and that will retire the side. And get going, and you scratch a run or 2 across. I think you're right, Dylan Unsworth, to that 85 pitch threshold. As a called strike 3 will ring up Jonathan Phillips for out number 1. Keep rolling Medrano out there until he is out of bullets. As a ball punched in the air out towards center and racing back. A great jump by Chase Dawson, who gets there to make the grab for the second out of the fourth. Off 4 hitless innings in his WBC qualifier start, and he does so on his 7th strikeout. To the first 12 men, he has retired. Nicaragua both on the home team side as Nicaragua in search of a third won't get it. A nice pick on the backhand by Victor Ngupe, who will retire the leadoff man here in the bottom of 4.
30-plus pitches, a day off.
Liner to short and right to the waiting shortstop Tyler Smith. 2 gone. From Durbin gives up a fly ball to center where it'll settle into the glove of Jason Carilsa. And Dale, he comes over to the house like, well, we're not going to be around next week. I have to go play for the national baseball team at the World Baseball Classic qualifiers as Feltman grounds out here. The way that the stands are situated, you can't see the corner as a ball down the left field line at the first hit for South Africa as Bouillon doesn't exactly fully find the corner on this one, but ropes his first knock and his team's first knock to get things started with 1 out here in the 5th. How much is the short game going to play in as a liner down the right field line? Will touch down, slicing over toward the line. Juan Diego Montes, a good job to at least keep that thing close, but it's back-to-back singles. My thought is that ball touched down, if that's going to get past him because this is a pretty fast playing surface, but Montes hustles it back in. 2-2 pitch. Big second out of the inning as Medrano gets himself 1 out away. The Managua native and a bouncing ball back up the middle into center, and Victor Ngupe gives his team the lead on an RBI single with 2 gone in the 5th. It's 1-0 South Africa. And now it is 1st and 2nd, and first pitch swinging a fly ball to left. Jose Orozco will settle under this one, and that'll do it for South Africa in the 5th. But with Dylan Unsworth dominating on the mound, South Africa's got a lead, and a big smile between Victor Ngupe and his manager, Neil Adonis. We go to the bottom of the 5th in a 1-0 game.
44.
Pitch number 45 will do the job, though, as a strikeout of Zamora leads things off here in the 5th. Oh, wow. They will lift Dylan Unsworth from this game, working on a 2-hit shutout with 1 gone in the 5th. A World Baseball Classic veteran takes over on the pitcher's mound. Neil Adonis come out of that third base dugout as a ground ball out too short is picked on a good hop and turned into out number 2. How you use him on Sunday. Line drive to center field will get down for a base hit. First pitch knocked there for Juan Diego Montes, who is 2 for 2 out of the 9 spot in the order, and that'll turn the lineup card over in the 5th.
To go back to play in Mexico.
Runner off, throw down to second is way offline, and it's an easy stolen base for Juan Diego Montes. 2-2. Got it! Justin Erasmus gives up the 2-out knock, but strands the potential tying run in scoring position, and we head to the 6th. Jesus Garrido, who will take over after a stellar starting effort from Ronald Medrano.
From Garrido.
Jonathan Phillips charges 1 out toward left center field and moving back, reaching out. Oh, what a grab by Jose Orozco!
Man, this is a great grab, especially too. Look, you got the white seats behind you, so it's kind of visually tough to see. You're on that carpet as well because it is tough to see.
Tapper over to first base where Elian Miranda, stumbling, is still able to get to the bag to retire Brandon Smith. South Africa here in the 6th, and he laces one out to center field where Chase Dawson will track it down, and that will retire the side. Taipei Dome, a few months off of the biggest international tournament win in their history as a roller third base side. Tough play, nicely executed. Pulls by Dale, highlights by Dale. It's out number 1. 2-1 in the air to center field. Back on it is Carilsa 2 away. There is something to be said as this one lifted out to left field is going to be a third 3-up, 3-down inning of the day for South Africa's pitching staff, and another out recorded for Justin Erasmus. Terrific work out of the bullpen for the right-handed veteran as we go to the 7th in a 1-0 South Africa lead.
And you start to get
called strike 3 as that one dotted over the inside part of the plate will retire Feltman. In 2006, that ball shattering the bat. That was the weirdest sounding broken bat that I've ever heard. That thing all the way out towards short, traveled almost as far as the ground ball. Brandon Bouillon is retired. 2 count on Joshua Wenzel as he serves one out towards shallow right, falling in a hurry. Montes on a dive. What a catch by Juan Diego Montes to retire the side here in the 7th. As Erasmus deals the 2-2 on liner left side. And there's the fourth hit of the day for Nicaragua, and the first leadoff base hit on either side in this game. 0 sacrifice bunts, but he puts down a good one third base side, and he moves that potential tying run to scoring position with 1 away. Nothing at me behind the pitch. 1-0 back up the middle, that's past the dive of Ngupe into center. Rounding third base, here comes Trujillo. We are all tied up in the 7th, it's 1-1. You limit the damage, that one into the dirt, and it is blocked by Feltman, but ricocheted into the batter's box where Alegria was standing, and Feltman didn't see it, and that will enable the runner to advance to scoring position. Fly ball in the air to right. Brandon Bouillon circling, tagging at second base. Zamora is on the trot to third. He is in there, and the fly out by Alegria puts the potential go-ahead run 90 feet away with 2 gone in the 7th. To Juan Diego Montes as South Africa appealed to third, and they are going to rule Freddie Zamora out. No, they're not. They're going to give Freddie Zamora the plate on presumably a balk call. A moment ago, this is a hidden ball situation, I believe. Now, the issue is Justin Erasmus is on the mound, and if this is a hidden ball trick, you're not allowed to be on the mound. You cannot address the pitcher's mound as an active pitcher in a game if the hidden ball trick is in play. What about the hidden ball trick? You're not allowed to be on the mound. You are not allowed to be in that area. You can't be near the rubber. But Erasmus standing on the backside of the mound, he's not walking up to the rubber. Is there an argument that South Africa can make of, well, he's not addressing the rubber because he's not attempting, and wow, they will rule it out at third base. So the hidden ball trick works for South Africa to get out of the 7th inning and keep this a 1-1 game. To end the bottom of the 7th inning, in the first pitch at the top of the 8th is roped over to third and hauled in there by Elion Ray. Also, if you're Justin Erasmus, it's a ground ball left side, will scoot through. Nice job knocking it down on the backhand there by Zamora, but Victor Ngupe is on with his second hit of the day. Back inside the Taipei Dome, new arm into the game for Nicaragua with a 1-out base runner on for South Africa. The left-hander Carlos Teller takes over on the pitcher's mound. All of a sudden, South Africa's got runners at first and second with 1 away. Jinxed themselves where we did that as Phillips lines one in the air to center field and right at the waiting Chase Dawson for the second out of the 8th inning. And the 3-1 is clubbed to left, but right to the cutting Jose Orozco, who puts it away as Phillips and Smith with liners to the outfield in Nicaragua there to respond. 3-2 in the air first base side. It'll be Brandon Smith to call and catch for out number 1.
All kinds of stuff, but
Tapper back off of Erasmus, but able to keep it close and make a nice play. 3-2 pitch. And a fly ball out to right. Brandon Bouillon, inning over. 3 up, 3 down. Nicaragua powerless to solve the veteran Erasmus in the 8th. And we are headed to the 9th in a 1-1 game at the Taipei Dome. Ready to go for the top of the 9th inning in a battle between Nicaragua and South Africa on day number 1. Pitch on the way to him and tied up inside, gone for out number 1. This game, thanks. Very excited about that. So, base runner aboard with 1 out. Dale Feltman's going to find his way on. And the reason I brought up the potential bunt, now, do you bunt here? You try to move Dale Feltman along. 2. Gone on strikes. 2 away here in the 9th. November over at first. Big spot, and he was off with that pitch with the full count and 2 gone, but it's not going to matter as 3 strikeouts highlight the inning for Brian Torres. South Africa is gone in the 9th. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning in a 1-1 game in game number 1 of the World Baseball Classic Qualifier in 2025. Right-hander for the left-hander, Justin Erasmus, has wrapped up as we move. Did I say left-hander Justin Erasmus? Right-hander Justin Erasmus. Right-hander into the game in place of him is Dean Jacobs.
this game.
Pop towards second. Victor Ngupe there for the first out.
I mean, that was huge.
Ground ball out too short on the second pitch into Elion Miranda. 2 gone.
Aggressive hit. I don't care who's hit.
There's a shot toward right center field. On the run is Bouillon, and he gets there in time to put it away for out number 3. Nicaragua has gone down in order in back-to-back innings, and we are headed for extras on the first day and in the first game of the 2025 WBC qualifier in Taipei. To come off the bench and advance a runner, and his bouncing ball to the right side is not going to get the job done. Wenzel is retired on the heads-up play by Elian Miranda, and it's 1 out and a man at first. And his fellow Elian over at third, and Rayo as his ball clubbed to center field, but Ngupe will fly out. Fly ball to shallow center. Sprinting in is Dawson, inning over. The leadoff fielder's choice does some damage as Wenzel retired over at third, and South Africa leaves a man aboard. We'll go to the bottom of the 10th inning, all locked at 1. Steps into the batter's box to try to advance him to third, and on the first pitch, Rayo does the job, and the game-winning run is now 90 feet away.
Jacobs, don't try and sneak back in the count. Get that force. You can see right now Adonis is basically saying, just, hey, look, put him on.
So it'll go as a walk for Freddie Zamora here. That intentional fourth ball puts him aboard. 2-2, runner off from first, and a flare to right field is down, and Nicaragua walks it off in the 10th. What a game.
What a heartbreak too for South Africa, but on the flip side, Nicaragua finally broke through. You can take that breath. You've secured game 1. Not a whole lot of offense. We go back to the drawing board and get ready for tomorrow, but man, what a game.